Yo guys, it's slyroh. Today we are back playing some more Danganronpa 2, and we are back at finally the end of this game. I know I was convinced earlier that I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to be at the end, because for some reason I was convinced that there was only 5 chapters and then maybe like a tiny bit of thing at the end, but then it turned into this whole investigation, where I assume we're going to some sort of graduation, which I assume is going to be similar to like a class trial, but not exactly the same thing, and I feel like this is where we're going to get all of our answers. And yeah, from here on out, I'm just playing until the end of the game. And so yeah, no matter what, because I have a ton of time to record today, so no matter what happens and how long it takes, I promise I will get to the end. Currently, I'm a little nervous about how the end of this game is going to go, because it seems like maybe we are in some sort of video game world that might not be reality. I'm a little unsure of how it's like being done per se, but I'm a little worried that we were put into this video game world to try and construct new memories or something, and I'm a little worried that the end of this game might just be like, oh, we wake up and then everything's fine, and I really hope that's not the case, but you know, I don't really know. There's definitely going to be some things connected to characters in the first game. We've already seen an outline of Makoto and talking to us, I guess, and yeah, I don't really know what else to expect. It has been a little bit since I played this game. I was wondering if I could like actually look at the you know, quote-unquote truth bullets, but apparently not. But we're going to kind of put the entire storyline together, and we're just going to go from there and see what happens. Oops, wrong button. I guess we're going to attend to our pet one last time. Did it like hatch? I know we had like another one. Yeah, okay, so I guess you can just like make another one. So that's cool. But I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, because I don't think, you know, anything more is going to happen with our pet once we go through this door. So, let's go ahead and get on with the end of this game and see what happens. He means this red door, right? Do I just have to go in here? If I do that, will this be finished? Let's find out. Okay. A very interesting hallway. What if we run? Seems like it's going to go on forever. I assume we're going to get stopped at some point, or we have to reach an end. Oh, there we go. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. I know they say don't go towards the light, but in this instance we are. And class trial ground 1. Huh, this place. I think this was the place that we first saw when we walked into the ruins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Hey, looks like everyone's here.
Damn right.
Seems like this is going to be the final place.
However,
This place is... Is this a trial field? But why is it a trial field? Sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different than the one from before. We've been here before, right? Yeah, this should be the place that the door at the ancient ruins leads to.
Hey.
It seems pretty strange that we've been in that other building up till now.
Damn it.
It's like we're dreaming or something. If this is a dream, then this too is very... So you finally arrived. Congratulations, you guys are the first ones to ever beat this game. After stopping by Hospice Academy, you finally come back to this place. To the graduation exam site within the ancient ruins of Jabberwock Island. You can give it a fancy name like graduation exam site, but it's no different than the trial ground from before. This trial field actually inspired the one from before, so in a way this place is the original. Who cares? This graduation exam means we can finally go home, right? Of course, that's what you guys decide. And if we have to decide, what do we have to do? Please take a look at the LCD touch panel built into your seats. Compared to the other trials, the rules are much simpler this time.
Yes, indeed.
There are 2 options, graduate and repeat, right? You just have to choose for one of them and press it. All of you will cast your vote, and whichever one has the majority will be considered your final decision. If you don't press either of them, it will be treated as an absence and will not be counted.
In other words,
Which means everyone who has died up till now will have their votes treated as absences. Then the result is based on our majority vote. If graduate is chosen by a majority vote, from there an event that's kind of like a graduation ceremony called the graduation program will begin. Even if we do the stupid majority vote, the result is already pretty damn obvious. Come on, let's move this along. We can press it now, right?
no.
No, you can't do that yet. I mean, your resolve hasn't firmed yet, right? You're well to be swept away by society's harsh current.
Shut up.
Who the hell cares? I'm gonna press it.
What's this?
Why am I? Which of your orifices are you using to spew bile? To participate in the graduation program, you need my final say as your teacher, you know? But I thought Monomi was our teacher. What do you mean? what? Does that mean it won't end with just a majority vote?
That's right.
After the vote, I'm going to judge every single one of you to see if it's okay for you to graduate or not.
Damn it.
So even if we vote, you're saying we won't graduate unless you acknowledge it?
Well,
Oh, Jelly, sorry for being rude earlier. Yeah, okay, now he changed his tune.
no way.
You don't have to worry. There's no way I won't acknowledge your graduations. This is merely a formality. I'm just doing it because that's how it has to be. He's doing it because that's how it has to be? It doesn't mean he can exert his will over everything. He too has a limit. Is this what Alter Ego was talking about?
Anyway.
Anyway, even if you don't want to do it, you guys still need to do it to solve the mystery. Afterward, you cast a majority votes, and from there we move on to the graduation program. But why do we have to go through something so dumb? Well, that is... You said you were waiting for the main cast, right? Which means you're just stalling for time, then. Who's the main cast? I don't need to worry about it. It has nothing to do with you guys. There's no way it has nothing to do with us. We are the only ones who are involved, you know?
So annoying.
It doesn't matter if you're involved or not. You're just a bunch of chumps in the big picture. That's why it has nothing to do with you. Just perform your roles without complaining.
You pissed me
Hold on, what's with that chump comment?
I can't ignore that.
Not that it's important or anything, but make sure you turn off that toy.
I won't forgive you.
How dare you treat him like a toy?
What's this?
I did treat it like a toy. You got a problem with that? I created everything. Are you actually picking a fight with me? I'm basically a god. Just how promising can you guys be? I guess this is just the nature of life. Find them before you die, seal my power into your memories. Yeah, there's been a lot of like reprogramming the world, and I'm wondering if that has to do with, you know, whatever his role is over this virtual world or whatever we're in. I have no idea. So can we actually? Okay, now we can look at of the truth bullets. I actually don't know if there's. I guess I'll look through them really quick, but I feel like they're kind of self-explanatory. Like the reserve department that all committed mass suicide, and there was one survivor, probably Hajime. We have the Izuru Kamakura, the Ultimate Hope, was later involved in the incident which brutally murdered 13 members of the student council. Okay, and then a certain someone took advantage of this incident to provoke the dissatisfied reserve department students into rising against the academy. And then the actual tragedy itself, caused by the ultimate despair. Okay, and then the ultimate despair, which very much looks like Junko there. And that term was adopted by the group responsible for causing the tragedy, but it referred to a certain female high school student named Junko Inashima. However, Junko killed herself at the climax of the killing school life after she lost the students to Hospice Academy. Yep. It's part of the tragedy. Junko Inashima forced the students of Hospice Academy to kill each other. Yeah, and broadcasted it to the world. There are apparently 15 people who are known as the survivors of Hospice Academy, and all 15 survivors were taken in by the Future Foundation. That should be 15, not including Chiaki, because I guess she was just a part of the Future Foundation from before that point. So, yeah. Got the Remnants of Despair. After Junko Inashima's death, an influential group known as the Remnants of Despair still exists. Unless they are stopped, the tragedy will never end. Alright, that's the list of all of us. So this is written on a clip newspaper article. Article is about a woman who looked like a fully grown version of Hiyoko Sayaji. Alright, I forgot about that. Why is it 79? 12, 30, 40, 15. That's weird. All the other 15 names are there under the list of subjects, with Hiyoko kind of off to the side. That's a little strange. And also, like, the fully grown picture is obviously strange. I don't really know what that means, per se. And then we have the Academy's founder, which also said is Izuru Kamakura. Hope Speak Academy attempted to create true hope by consolidating the research of all the results of all their research. Alright, this is an email to Makoto. What are you doing? What you're doing is a serious act of treason. That's like from... Oh no, that's to Future Foundation. Oh, from Makoto, right. Do you understand why you're protecting the Remnants of Despair? I forget which direction this was. Maybe Makoto was protecting the Remnants of Despair for some reason. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I forget. Unless we eliminate them, tragedy will never end. And then here's this Neo World program to experience a synthetic virtual world, which is what I assume that we have been in. It is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of virtual world. I just don't know if the reverse is true. Yeah, it was a program for creating hope, but it became filled with death and violence after the virus infected it, which it seems like Monokuma has something to do with the virus, or being the virus. And then the overall program. 2 observers take on the role of teacher and student respectively. Yep, one was Monami, one was Chiaki. Then we have the 11037, the password to enter the ancient ruin, and the teacher doesn't know it. For the person who set up this password, this number is very meaningful to them, so probably Makoto, seeing as there's an outline of them, and obviously, 11037, or Leon, was the one that was the first killer in the original Killing School life, so, and killed someone very close to him. I will never forget Sayaka. Shutdown sequence, special command that can be used during the graduation exam. If you use this, you can override the observer and forcibly escape from the Neo World program. Alright, so that's what we're gonna somehow have to do. I don't know how. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, graduates of Hospice Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Right, the Future Foundation was started by, like, the survivors of the first game. Okay. That's a lot of stuff to keep track of, but just like every other class trial, we're just going to go forward and see what happens. As you see all the crazy text at the bottom, it's just hello world and a bunch of random symbols. Alright, let's proceed to the class trial. What happened to the last class trial? The last one was called...
I wanted you guys to know the outside world, but this is still a questionable starting topic.
Yeah, but yeah, the last one said that was the last class trial, and now we're having another one. I call shenanigans.
Let me ask you this. What is this world's true identity?
This world's true identity? What kind of question is that?
I mean, I think we're in some kind of virtual world. This world's true identity. If I answer this, it will be true. And that lie will become the truth. But there's no way I can leave it unanswered. That lie. Let's see. Okay, so is it just gonna spell virtual? Ooh! Alright, so I even got, like, the right wording. No! Alright, that's not happening. I need a T! Alright, well, I'm trying to save letters. It's not working because they're not giving me the letters fast enough for... I need this A, I think. Yeah, that was a lot of letters. I didn't even take that much damage. It's fine. Alright, so we're gonna clear that up basically right at the start.
This world, this Jabberwock Island we're on.
It's a virtual world that was inspired by the actual Jabberwock Island.
Yeah, I'm very concerned as to what this means for everything that has happened until now, and I really hope that it doesn't just end with like, oh, it all meant to nothing, you know. Everybody wakes up and everybody's alive. I really hope that's not the ending, but I'm not going to harp on it too much. I'm just letting you know up front that if the ending is something along those lines, I'm going to be really disappointed, but we'll see.
Hey,
So, this isn't the real world, but if you want, you can call it the game world.
Yep.
You get it? It's all just one big game.
How meta is that? We're playing a video game about people playing a video game, except for they didn't know it, but I did. Well, I knew I was playing a video game, I didn't realize, you know what I mean.
Friggin' serious?
Don't fucking mess with me, you bastard! Did you have us all come here just to tell us bullshit? If this is a game, are my words being displayed in a text window right now?
Alright, that's funny.
That's stupid. There's no way that's even possible.
Yep, definitely not happening at all.
I know. The all-in-your-mind trope makes you feel such cruel despair.
That's true.
But who cares? I've revived all the suspense and mystery with just one line.
Maybe.
Cause it's a game.
Then we were forced to kill each other.
Cause it's a game.
You're just gonna keep saying that over and over.
A lot of crazy shit happened.
Cause it's a game.
Yep.
We're the only people here.
Cause it's a game.
Monokuma's nonsensical abilities
That actually does make sense. The fact that he was able to, like, he probably used some random hacking powers to fix Nekomaru, as, like, probably setting up the funhouse and taking us there in the first place. Like, there's a lot of things that logistically didn't have to make sense if he can just reprogram certain stuff. I know there's other examples probably throughout the game, that you just assume, like, oh, whatever, video game, Monokuma can just, like, do stuff, but actually being in a video game world does explain some of that legitimately. I was trying to hold off having to hear that same intonation of the same line for, like, the 5th time in a row.
That's not even possible.
I know you guys are pissed, but you were having fun too, right? A world where anything goes only exists in games.
I mean, I've had fun with this game.
So just force yourself to accept it. This closed space, this game world, was the true stage of this killing school trip.
Just stop. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna believe that.
I just need to know, if you die in the game, do you die for real?
Back in the day, people must have reacted the same way when they first saw the airplane take flight.
Probably.
But like wearing contact lenses, it'll stop feeling strange once you just get used to it.
Please do not compare reality to contact lenses.
I mean, if this really is a virtual world, what does that make us?
It makes you video game characters.
You better not say we're fictional characters.
I mean...
The Future Foundation created this world using a program called the Neo World Program.
I mean, they are all real people.
It's programmed to place the user in a virtual world by synchronizing directly with the user's brain.
Yep.
Which means your body still exists in the real world. But right now, you're completely submerged in the game world, as if you're dreaming or something.
Yep, alright, so we got this whole confirmation. This is about, as I was kind of expecting, like, towards the end, as we were finding out information. I never called this any time in advance before this, but it's all sort of making sense in the way that I would assume that it would.
Simply put, you're, you know, not aviators, but...
Avatars?
You mean Avatar, right? An existence created in the game is a copy of the user's real body.
But we're not just regular avatars, right?
Your avatars were constructed by removing a specific thing from your bodies in the real world.
I assume that's the memories?
What did you remove?
The specific thing that was removed from our bodies? He's definitely talking about that, right? Our school memories. Yeah.
I see.
I just wanted to read all of them to make sure.
What was removed from us was our school memories, right?
We're avatars that were created from our memories from before we entered the academy?
Yep.
So that's why we don't have our memories of our lives at Hope's Peak Academy?
Yep. I am interested, how that works. I'm forgetting some of the details. Maybe if it doesn't get cleared up in game, somebody can help me out. Because in the second class trial, you know, there was that whole, video game that Monokuma made that seemed to show that, I think it implies that, like, Fuyuhiko killed somebody, like, in the original, like, school thing. And it felt like there was someone, maybe it was Fuyuhiko, maybe it was somebody else that had, like, a little bit of memories about the school, and what happened. Or had their memories jogged once they saw something. And I don't remember how that works. Also, that is kind of funny if we're in a game world and then Monokuma makes a video game for our video game selves to play. I mean, how many levels of video game meta can you go? But I'm wondering, maybe I'm just forgetting some of the details there, but that is seeming a little odd to me, as if any of our memories have been, like, jogged from that time or not.
Don't talk like that.
Like, is that even possible to, like, jog your memories if you're, like, inside this world like that?
Like we're made from memories of the past. Like we're avatars. Like this is a game world. How'd we end up talking about sci-fi crap? I'll never believe it.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not sci-fi, it's a game!
Oh my gosh, why do you have to say game like that every single time? This world is virtual reality created by a computer program. We can't proceed if we don't accept it. Is believing him really the only thing we can do? Do we have to, like, prove it somehow? Huh. Neo World program, maybe? Huh, let's see.
Is there any evidence that this is really a game world?
Tragedy of Hospice.
You are the evidence.
What does that mean?
Killing School Life, from This to Despair.
Your avatar's made of memories from before you entered the school. But
Academy's
your
founder.
actual bodies in the real world are different. Though you have no memories of your time living your school life,
Have
your
no
real
memories.
bodies actually lived that life.
Cultivation Plan.
What avatar?
Um,
I'm a human being with a real body.
is there... Huh. This is a virtual world where avatars that were created for this world. I don't want to believe something like that, but... I wonder...
Is there any evidence that this is really a game world?
Does the...
Evidence.
Does the list of subjects have anything to do because it has that picture of a grown-up Hyoko?
Made of memories from before you, but your actual though you have no memories of your time living your school life, your real bodies actually lived that life.
Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, I'm actually really proud of myself. I don't feel like that was super obvious.
Teacher's lounge. I found this strange newspaper clipping. There's a picture of Hyoko, but she looked more like an adult than the Hyoko we knew.
Okay, so now I'm trying to... So let me put the pieces together before the game kind of outright says it. It sounds like... I'm not sure how much time has passed since the original Hospice Academy like incident happened that like us 15 are like the survivors of. But there must have been enough time for us to escape from that, and then the first game, killing like school game happens, and then some more time must have happened, and then they, you know, gather us all up. So I'm gonna assume that at least a few years went by, but then when they took our school memories and everything, like they basically reverted us to like before school, and because that's our memories, when we're in the game, that's what we all look like. Which means if we get to see pictures of any of us from the real world, we should all be aged up by a few years, I would think.
Like an adult? What does that mean?
Since we're avatars right now, we look exactly as we did before we entered the school.
Yep.
But in the real world, we've already lived out our school lives. Which means we've grown that much older. And among us, some aged so much we didn't recognize them.
Yeah.
And you were saying that happened to Hyoko?
Probably happened to all of us.
It appears Hyoko had a growth spurt during the school year. Looks like the other shorty graduated for Yuhiko.
I can't believe that. You're just making shit up.
Wait, so was it only like 1 year and then Hyoko just had a growth spurt? Interesting. I mean, that definitely can happen. Like, kids are like, you know, people around that age definitely can have like crazy growth spurts out of nowhere. So maybe it's not as long as I thought, and maybe it's just one person specifically had like a big growth spurt.
But if you guys only had memory loss, your body still should have grown during that time, right?
I guess? Well, yeah, but like we wouldn't see ourselves that way. I don't know.
So you should have felt your
Oh,
bodies
yeah.
go through growth spurts. But why didn't you guys recognize each other?
Because we did not know each other before we lost our memories.
Yeah.
If we all met after we lost our school memories, it's no different than meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah.
Since we didn't know each other before that, we wouldn't have noticed how much we've all grown.
No, hold on. If we didn't know each other before, and we wouldn't have known if we aged or not by looking at each other, then wouldn't he have noticed a difference? I'm gonna assume this is referring to Fuyuhiko since he had connections with Peko from before.
You're the only one! Hey, Fuyuhiko, you knew Peko for a long time, right?
Yeah, now that you mention it. Seems weird.
I'm not sure what the game is trying to tell me here, so I'm letting it spill it out in even clearer details because I'm not quite sure I'm getting what they're saying here.
Now that I think about it, it's definitely strange.
Strange? What is?
Our school memories. About how many days' worth were taken away.
As the creators of the Neo World program, only the Future Foundation would know the details, but around 2 or 3 years worth, I assume.
Okay, so that's alright. That makes sense.
That long? Echo and I have seen each other almost every single day of our lives. If we lost 2 years worth of memories, we would have noticed that we were older than we remembered.
So, does that mean our memory loss is another one of Monokuma's lies?
No. Okay, so is this saying that how everyone looks now is how... I'm so confused. I don't really get what they're saying. Is how we look now our actual ages right now, or is this how we look like when we were entering Hospice Academy? Because it sounds like they're saying both. Because it sounds like they're saying Fuyuhiko and Peko look the same as when they graduated or something. I don't really get what they're getting at here.
Your refusal to accept your mutual memory loss is why you can't notice all the important parts. You've lost your memories, end of story. You guys are avatars who had their memories taken from them.
Yeah, this Fuyuhiko Peko thing is now just kind of confusing me, and I don't feel like they're going to explain like what they even meant about it. I think I'm just missing something.
This is a virtual world, and we're a virtual avatar. Are you saying we just have to accept that?
Yep.
I can feel my heartbeat, and I know what I smell like. So what do you call these things I'm feeling? Are you saying these are all lies?
Sounds like it.
Just because it's a game doesn't mean everything was a lie.
Yeah, I don't know. If anybody can kind of explain what the game was trying to get at with saying that Fuyuhiko knew Peko for a long time, therefore they would have noticed something, I'm not entirely sure. Because I thought they were retained all their memories from up until they started Hospice Academy, which means that it wouldn't be that weird as to how they look, if how they look is how they entered the school with. If anybody could just kind of explain what the game was even trying to get with that, I'd like to know, because I don't really get the purpose of that, and I feel like that's a me thing, probably not the game thing. I'm just gonna go off and guess that.
Have you heard that when you're hypnotized to believe you've been burned, a burn mark will really appear?
So if our brains believe something is real, it's no different than if it actually happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to always force that to happen, but yeah.
Now that you mention it, I did hear about a phenomenon quite similar to that. In a distant country, there was a certain experiment carried out on one of their prisoners. The prisoner was blindfolded, strapped to a bed, and had small wounds applied to his toes to drain his blood.
Ooh.
That prisoner was left alone in the experiment room as the sound of dripping blood echoed throughout the room. But in fact, his blood was not being drained. He was just forced to listen to the sound of dripping water, but he believed he was bleeding to death.
That is insane. I feel like there are way less cruel ways to test out this sort of effect.
However, in spite of that, the prisoner still died.
Oh my gosh, I really hope that's not real.
As expected of Miss Sonia, your knowledge of state-sanctioned torture is amazing.
Is that something you want to be impressed by?
If a lie is a believable lie, you're saying it might become the truth? We're really just connected to machines and stuff. And our consciousness was uploaded into here.
Is everybody just like having a simultaneous like existential crisis now?
So we genuinely believe that this game world was real.
Then, the Jabberwock Island we've been living on.
Of course, that's also a virtual world.
Yeah, and that's why some of the things that should have been there weren't. Like people. But everything was still in like really good shape. And there were like stuff in the store. Yeah, everything's stocked and whatnot.
The buildings, everything. It's all a virtual world created by the Neo World program. It's just like this space we're in right now. What we see before us is a virtual environment created by the program. It looks real because our brains think it's real.
That's why in the end... What's happening? It was all just a creation. That's the truth.